We're using all the props tonight. Every single prop is being used right now. Hold on, let me take this off. My ears are bothering me. Makes it hard to hear too. Well, so I know that's a very lighthearted way to start a serious video, but you know, all these lights are on, so how serious can it be, right? So the title of this video is going to be something along the lines of I don't even know what to call the title. I'll tell you what it's about. It is about, maybe like, I think it was a few months ago, I made a post on Facebook saying I noticed that as I get older, my blocked list increases. And the question I asked was, should I be concerned? Now, I had maybe like 2 or 3 people, I think it was, who replied, and one person's reply kind of stood out in my mind. It was regarding getting toxic people out of your life. Not saying that anyone I've either am or am not friends with is toxic. Just that I understand the motive, the sentiment. I'm sorry, but like this room right now, I'm looking at the camera and I'm looking at the footage, and this would be an awesome room if I was in high school and I was bringing a girl over for the first time, trying to get lucky. Okay, never mind. Back on the subject at hand, though. The other 2 comments were just variations of no, you should not be concerned, or just no. Let me break it down for you. In terms of, for those of you who know me, you've heard me, I guess, talk semi-fondly about my time in growing up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, in a state of the city where every part of Bridgeport was bad at the time. There was no nice part. As far as I'm concerned, there wasn't. I don't really have any of those friends, former friends, acquaintances, whatever you want to call them, people that I knew. I do not keep in contact with the majority of them, largely due to the fact that I did not grow up with Facebook or social media. That was something that occurred during around my college years, back when Facebook was for college only. I don't know if you kids remember that. If you're so old. Middle school, and eventually we moved to Milford, and for middle school, I came in late in the year, and I believe it was 8th grade, and it was towards the end of the year, and I met people, and everyone was friendly to me, but I didn't keep in contact with them. I mean, first of all, not all of us were going to the same high school, and here I was, some minority who just dropped in out of nowhere, and it's probably the easiest school year of my life, because they didn't expect me to learn all this new material that wasn't reinforced, because, well, I don't know if this is the exact reason, but it was because a lot of the stuff I learned in Bridgeport revolved around history of minorities, in particular Black history, and obviously there was not that much of that being taught in Milford. I'm not implying any racism or any prejudice at all whatsoever. I'm just telling you my knowledge of what school was like back then. In high school, I probably didn't have as much fun as I could have. I don't have fond memories of high school. I struggled. I was constantly doing schoolwork, not because of outside pressure of anyone else, whether that be family or relatives. I personally believe I put that pressure on myself, because I just felt like my entire life I was being held to different standards that other quote unquote normal kids were not. Kids, teenagers, whatever you want to call it. And when I did finally get to college, during the first and second parts of college, if you know anything about mental illness, they don't know what I mean, but both the first and second parts, I haven't really stayed in contact with many of them. In all fairness, they haven't really stayed in contact with me. Just saying, takes two to tango. That's all I'm saying. I'm not calling anyone out or anything. It's just the way things turned out. I mean, there's I don't want to say I had no control over it, but I felt like I had very little control over it. I don't know. This PlayStation blue color does not look as blue as I was hoping. It looks very blue inside the room, but it doesn't translate that on screen. But anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here. Yes, my block list is steadily increasing, and I think my life is less stressful. In some ways, I notice I am happier, and partly that's partly due because the holiday season is over, more or less. Like I said, I just have a hard time during the holidays. That's all. Just stuff that generally happens around the holidays either did or did not happen the way things were, as they say, supposed to. Is anyone to blame for that? No, not really. It's just the way the history is. I don't know what else to say about it. But a big thing with me is once you betray my trust, there's no turning back from there. I mean, like, I personally don't think I've betrayed anyone's trust in the current knowledge or memory I have. But if I'm not doing that to someone else, I expect them not to do that to me. Hence the golden rule: treat people the way you want to be treated. I think that's a very simple rule that all of us need to follow more often. Not saying it should be a New Year's resolution. It should be a around the year resolution, but okay, whatever. I just noticed that the people I have blocked, my life is a lot less stressful. Because once the trust is betrayed, it caused a lot of lingering doubt and questions, like, if they were willing to do that, and supposedly at the time we were getting along, as far as I know, what are they willing to say or do when we're not getting along? And I just have one rule, and I don't understand why no one can remember this rule. The one rule is, if you're gonna talk shit, make sure I don't hear about it. That includes talking shit with my presence being there, which is probably worse, because basically you're just discussing personal information as if it's your own, which is not, because it's my personal information. And the last I checked, you're not exactly, well, I shouldn't say you, I'll say the majority of the people in my life have not been there with me in the hospital every single time I was hospitalized. When there were people who knew I was in the hospital from the first time who were not there. But now all of a sudden, because it's geographically convenient, now you want to be, now you want to help. Now you want to help. I think you're like maybe 6 or 7 hospitalizations too late. Just saying. But hey, I try not to hold any grudges, but don't pretend like we're best friends, because that's the image you create in your mind. That doesn't mean it's the image I create in my mind. and I feel like that should be respected. If I don't call you best friend back, I mean, like, am I supposed to feel bad? Because I don't. I have personal reasons, as I've discussed, about why I don't want to call anyone my best friend. I don't think anyone in my life at the moment is considered my best friend. I don't think anyone in my entire life who hasn't passed away is still or even used to be considered my best friend. Have I had that feeling before? Of course. The same applies to like, ex-girlfriends, the quote-unquote true loves of your life. Like, that's a little different. I will admit that's a little different, because a big part of that is, if I can't trust you with money, then I can't trust you in a relationship, at least a romantic relationship. Because like, if we're gonna live together and share expenses, like, I mean, if you're gonna use the money for stuff that we did not discuss and agree on together, that's a little disconcerting. It's a little alarming. But if you want to have the type of living and romantic relationship where you do your thing with your money, I'll do my thing with my money, and ideally the bills would be split evenly, that's fine. I've never tried that because it's never worked. But then again, the way I did try didn't work either. So I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the friends I lost, either this year or in the past, this year, I should say, before 2020 and before, let me put it that way. Well, let me put it this way. I know it's not my fault. I mean, I notice I don't apologize that often. And it comes down to the simple fact that I have the common sense not to do things that require apologizing. Because I think before I speak. I try not to let outside factors influence me. Whether that be alcohol, herbs, so to speak, or anything medically related in terms of medicine or whatnot, or drugs or whatever you want to call it. This is why I like drinking, and in the past, just experimenting with I guess softcore I haven't really done anything hardcore, but softcore drugs, etc. I like to do those things by myself, because if something stupid happens, there's no one to blame but myself. But if you want to be around during that, then you got to understand that you're responsible for what comes out of your mouth. Which is a shame, because towards the end of 2020, I honestly felt like things were getting better, and it's just disheartening that just my only rule keeps getting broken, and I just don't understand what I'm doing to deserve to have that rule broken. Believe it or not, I'm not talking about people gossiping and whatnot. I'm talking about people being accountable for what they say. And if someone was honestly feeling sorry for what they did, they would know what they did wrong. Even if you feel you did or said something wrong, if you're trying to defend your point why you're not wrong, then you don't really feel sorry then, because you're trying to justify why you're not wrong. That's not the same thing as an apology. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter how many of my former friends apologize for whatever reasons, assuming they did me wrong, assuming we did each other wrong. Because I know I didn't wrong anybody in 2020. And if I did, they should contact me. Oh wait, you're blocked. You can't. Okay, that was a little petty. But I don't know how else to break it down. This video is going on way too long, but sometimes I think it a lot of things would be better if I fully embraced the concept of having online friends, as in friends you talk to when you choose to, friends who don't expect anything of you, who share common interests, etc., healthy interests. I mean, like, maybe I should go back to that. For a long time, I played this game called Guild Wars, right? I met a lot of people through that game, and those people that I played with, at the time, I would honestly call them, they were some of my best friends. I mean, I played with these people. I talked to them every day. Not even in game sometimes. Sometimes we would just be talking about whatever on social media, which obviously did not correlate with the game. This is a good web series called The Guild. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but you should watch it because it's very it illustrates all the type of people that you might encounter in life. That's sort of like, I mean, it is about the game, but at the same time, it's not. Is it about real life? Of course. Is there such thing as a virtual real life? I would beg to say yes, and I don't have a problem with that. If anyone else has a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm going to start taking applications for people who would like to be on my block list. Just saying. I mean, you don't have to state your case. Just, send me your name and, a bank account that I can withdraw some money from and fund it towards Genshin Impact wishing. Okay, I'm making stuff up and rambling now, but yeah, I think trust is a big thing. Like I've never really had my trust broken to the point of like what most people consider a stereotype of like having been cheated on. As far as I know, I don't want to know if I was cheated on in a past relationship. Not that it matters now. It's just like it's just extraneous knowledge that I don't need to know. But I mean, I try not to think and say this, but a lot of times I do. People come and go, and I feel like having been in danger so many times in my life, you sort of figure out the people who are doing the right thing versus the people who are just feel like they have to do the right thing because they associate with me. There's a difference in that. The difference being that the primary could be just a good Samaritan, while the latter being, do you really care, or are you only caring because you feel like you're supposed to? I hate to put it that bluntly, but yeah, once my trust is broken, like, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just wish, of course I wish things didn't go down this way, but I just feel like people should have thought about that before, for lack of a better term, before they blabbed. I mean, if you asked me an honest question, if you sent me a message privately and said, "Hey Tony, I was wondering, did you ever talk shit about me and what you said?" I would tell you right away if I did, because I know exactly what I've said about other people to other people. And I'm not afraid to admit that. While you got these other people out in life who just believe they're angels and they can do no wrong, I'm just like, so basically you're telling me you're not human. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me you're some sort of mystical being that doesn't get in conflict with anyone. Especially if you live in an unhealthy lifestyle. That's all I'm saying. I did also come to the realization, someone pointed this out to me the last time I was discussing something similar to this. I don't want to be an enabler. I don't want to encourage unhealthy habits. by associating with me, because that doesn't make me feel good. That shouldn't make you feel good. Then that makes everyone on your side of the social spectrum, not mine, your side. I mean, it kind of puts you in a bad light. It kind of makes you look bad. And most importantly, it's unhealthy. And there are people out there who are fortunate enough to have people that they care about, who care about them back. And they take it for granted. They don't realize that, you know, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be a year or 10 years from now. If you keep pushing those buttons, there's no guarantee they will stay. And it's sad but true. I think the sooner people realize that, the sooner we can stop wasting each other's time. Not just that, effort, stress, concern, whatever you want to call it. Because it just sucks. Because, like, trust, I hate to bring this back to trust over and over, but, like, trust is so fragile, yet it's so valuable. So, as someone who has valuable things, valuable people in their life, why would you put those things in danger? Why would you not care if they no longer became valuable, if they broke, if they shattered? Don't you want to take care of the things and people you care about? I don't know. What do I know? I just come from an unhealthy immigrant family with unhealthy immigrant lifestyles, and I have online friends. That's what I have. And the latter, I do not find any problem with that. I mean, are there people I've met in person first who then did become online friends because of change of geographic location or whatnot? Of course. But I feel like if we're making a pattern of only communicating online, I feel like you have become one of my online friends. Especially if we don't hang out in person, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not hanging out with someone in person. Even if you do call them a friend, like, there's this thing, it's like a camera projects your image. It's called a webcam. It's like right there. And I don't know if you guys knew about this, but like you can communicate with that. So you can actually see the person you're talking to sometimes. It's a rat. No, seriously though. Alright. Hope everyone's New Year's was safe and fun. I don't want to think about stimulus. I don't want to think about election. I don't want to think about, well, I was gonna say I don't want to think about work, but like I actually wouldn't mind some work right now. I wonder if that made a loud noise on a microphone. Loud noise on a microphone. So I just exhaled through my nostrils and it hit the microphone. Okay, I should probably wrap this up. We used every prop tonight, guys. I think that's all my props. There's no more prop that I have not used besides a couple tripods. I think I have other microphones, but basically we're gonna stick with the Yeti. I'm gonna do a room setup tour. I might have to buy some stuff to hide some wires because I don't want to look like an unorganized dumbass, but we can make it work. Well, you guys see the back, whatever projects from the webcam to there. You just don't see what's in front of the webcam, like right here. Yeah, I'll probably do that soon, but there's still some stuff I want to buy, so I just want to make sure the video and audio quality is at least close to optimal, if not optimal. Okay, we're hitting 25 minutes, and I think that's long enough. Alright, guys. Talk to you later. Stay safe and respect each other because life is too short not to.